Hello, students. I thought that this question will be important in terms of exam, and that is why I'm recording this screen so that you can understand how to do this question. So, the question is talking about a power supply that has a nature of alternating current. For our test, understanding what is alternating current is not gonna be important, and also to solve this question the understanding of alternating current is not important, so forget about this for now. Just imagine that there is a 240 volt supply that is making this whole circuit run. What it means is, because the 240 volt is connected to parallel to each of these appliances, as you can see that all of these appliances are subjected to 240 volts. That is why this kind of arrangement of circuit is called parallel circuit, as the voltage applied to all of them is 240 volts, each one of them, each one of the branches. And that is what I'm writing here, that so that it's very clear that all the appliances connected to this is receiving the same 240 volts. To calculate the power supplied to the circuit, we simply have to add each of the power of the appliances given in the circuit. But one thing to note over here is kilowatt. So before adding these all up, you must convert kilowatt into watts by multiplying it by 1000, because kilo translates to 1000 in terms of prefix to a unit. So this one will be 1200 watts. So 1200 watts plus 200 watt, that is 1400 watt, plus 60 plus 60 is 120. So 1400 plus 120 is 1520 watts. So the first part of the question is very straightforward. Only thing you need to know that power has a unit of watt, and if you should add them together to know the total power consumed. The appliances are connected in parallel. Explain what connected in parallel means. I have already explained this part. It means that all of the appliances receive the same voltage, that is 240 volts. So, or you can say that all the loops are connected to the same voltage source. So a connection in parallel means V being constant, so to all the appliance. So that is what this will mean. Explain what connection connected in parallel means. A connection in parallel means that the voltage is constant across all appliances. So that is what you have to write. Appliances. Okay. State two advantages of connecting appliances in parallel rather than in series. In this circuit, if we can put a switch to each of this, then we can control them individually. So the advantage one is to be able to control them, or to be able to switch them, to be able to switch them on and off separately. Okay, and what could be the other advantage? The other advantage could be that if one of the appliances is suppose broken, suppose this fridge has or refrigerator has stopped working, then also fan and the bulbs will keep working. So the broken appliances won't affect the rest of the circuit. Affect rest of the circuit. Okay. So if you write this, you will get 2 marks, 1 marks for this, and 2 marks for each of these points. So let's move on to the C part, that is asking you to calculate the current in the refrigerator. Okay, now to find the current in the refrigerator, you already know the power that is being supplied to the refrigerator, that is 200 watt. So we will use the equation of power in electricity chapter, that is physics is very important. Thanks to Malvika ma'am for this. P is equal to V I, that is power is in this case 200 watts. Very, and what we have is voltage is 240 volts. So when this represented in, so this will be equal to current. So 240, so 20 by 24, that is 5 by 6 amperes. The So now the second part of the question is the energy used by fan in 3 hours. As energy by, so as energy and rate of doing work, or rate of energy being spent, is equal to power. So so energy can be written as power into time, and that is how you will know the working of this part of the question, that power is given already as how much. For the fan it is given as 1.2 kilowatt, and time is given as 3 hours. So the energy consumed in 3 hours will be 3.6 kilowatt hour. Because kilowatt hour is how the electricity is charged from at home, like the rate at which the electrical company give the bill is based on kilowatt hour. So leaving it in kilowatt hour is a good decision. You don't need to convert it into joules. So the resistance of the filament of one lamp. Now this part of the question is little bit tricky, because we might know a formula like P is equal to VI, but in this case current is unknown. So what we will do is, using Ohm's law, I is equal to V by R, will substitute it back here, so that we get power is equal to V square by R. And now we know the power that is of one lamp is 60 watts. So how we can solve this is, resistance is equal to, that is only unknown, because voltage we know it is also subjected to 240 volts. So 240 volts divided by 60 watts, in this case it's a V square, so 240 square into 240, that means 240 square divided by 60. So how are you gonna solve this? So 60 into 4 times 6, 240. So 240 into 4 times is 200 into 4 times is 840 into 4 is 160, so 960 ohms. So this is how it will work out. Remember to write the units in these kind of questions, and if you solve like this, you will fetch full marks in this question. If you already know it, it's good. If you don't know it, revise these formulas. The formulas that we have used here are P is equal to VI, and if I substitute I with respect to Ohm's law, it will become V square by R, and if we substitute V using Ohm's law, it will become I square R. So depending on what you know, if current is known and resistance is to be found, you use I square R. If voltage is known and resistance is to be found, you use V square by R. The other formula that I have used is power is also defined as energy by time. So we have energy by time, and another formula that is obviously used is V is equal to IR. So these are the formulas that have been used in this page. Please do more questions from this chapter. All the best.